Hello everyone, I am Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. My opponent this time is going to be JustWeavile once again. We're just doing another battle and this is going to be in the PU tier. So yeah, we're pretty much exploring the lower tiers a bit more. And I wanted to see how well I can do in PU. I think this was the first time I did PU. I wanted to see how well I do with this team. So this is like the first time I'm trying it, I believe. So and JustWeavile is also going to be using a team that's very, very scary because he actually has Articuno, which I actually haven't faced myself, honestly. But one thing I know for certain about Articuno is that that thing carries Freeze Dry and can freeze a lot of my mons, you know. Like, one of the things I have difficulties with JustWeavile's teams is that a lot of them have Ice-type moves, which always seem to be the answer for a lot of the things I have on my team, which is ridiculous. And not to mention, that thing is also a pretty powerful hitter as well. I think it even gets Hurricane, which is ridiculous. So, yeah. But anyways, this is the battle, and we're just gonna, you know, get this over with, basically. But, I think I'm gonna lead off with, Rotom Heat. No, not Heat. Rotom Fan, I think this is. Yeah, I think this is Rotom Fan. I'll just call him Rotom Fan. But anyways, he's gonna lead off with Gizmo, which is the Sableye. I'm just gonna go for Volt Switch. I don't know what this thing can do, honestly. I don't know if he wants to Prankster Toxic Me or something, but I'm just going to switch into Ludicolo here. I personally was hoping he'd just go for Knockoff, which he did. But unfortunately, he gets a crit with his Knockoff, which is really annoying, because honestly, this Ludicolo, the last thing it needs is to be weakened before being able to set up a Rain Dance, honestly, because this Ludicolo is actually meant to get a late game sweep, honestly. So here, he's going to send in Arendelle. I actually didn't know what this Sableye wanted to do, but I was actually kind of confident that he wouldn't just want to stay in with this thing, because he knows I can just set up Rain Dance and then just proceed to run a lot of his team through, including the Gastrodon, because even though that thing has Storm Drain, Ludicolo is a grass type, which means he can also carry a grass move for it, so yeah. He goes into Articuno, as you saw, and it took the Hydro Pump pretty well. I had to switch out. I went into Rapidash, because literally my only switch into this, apparently. And here, I don't take the Hurricane very well whatsoever, so here I just have to hope I don't hit myself in confusion. Well, I go for Flare Blitz right here, because yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I cannot play around with this Articuno whatsoever, because if I misplay, this thing is just going to literally run through my team. Like I said, this Articuno is probably the biggest threat on this team, because I haven't faced one, but I know that its stats are pretty decent, and I figure, you know what, it's going to probably do a lot of damage, and my team doesn't really look like the kind of team that can actually take hits, so, you know, that's actually problematic. So I'm going to switch into Weezing here, because this is like my only defensive thing. I hurt myself in confusion with Rapidash, which, I guess it really didn't matter, because I was just going for Flare Blitz anyways. So here, I go into Weezing, but he double switches, which is ridiculous, and goes back into this thing. Now here, I stayed in, going for Pain Split, thinking he's probably going to hit me real hard with a Hurricane, but he actually reveals Substitute, and I'm like, oh my goodness, are you freaking serious? Come on now. I'm going to switch out, obviously, because I do not want to lose Weezing just yet. This thing is kind of my answer to the Hitmonchan, honestly, that he has in his team. So I go into Rotom Fan to take the Hurricane. And then I believe here is when I go for a Volt Switch. I get confused again, which is really annoying. I try to go for Volt Switch right here though, because I do not want to mess around. Like, what I want to do here is just break the Substitute and then get a matchup accordingly. And if he just straight goes for the KO with something else like Freeze Dry or something, then I don't know. I'd be, I guess, in a depending on the matchup, I guess. But here, I'm going to go into Rapidash. Here, I was hoping he wouldn't go for Hurricane and go for, like, maybe Freeze Dry, but he doesn't. He actually goes for another Substitute, which is annoying because now I am going to break this Substitute because there's no way he's going to stay in with a Substitute, honestly. So I'm just going to go for Flare Blitz here, obviously. I do break the Substitute, and then here he's going to have to freaking hit me with another Hurricane. Now here, I personally just demanded that this Hurricane miss, honestly, because if not, then I just lose Rapidash, and then I'm gonna be out of switch-ins for this thing whatsoever. So, and as you can see, he does miss a Hurricane, which, let's be honest, it actually matters a huge deal, because if it hit, I would have lost Rapidash, and I would have not enough foddering. And I think I wouldn't, I don't know, I felt like the matchup would be a lot more in his favor if I just lost Rapidash right here, honestly. But here I go for Flare Blitz because, like I said, I do not want to risk him just predicting me to go for something else and then getting another Substitute up and then proceeding to finish me off with Hurricane. Or even finish me off with Hurricane for that matter, honestly. So yeah, and he's just gonna switch out as well, not wanting to risk that either. And he's gonna go back into Gastrodon. I went for Flare Blitz, like I said. I go for Morning Sun, I stay in basically. I was seeing if he was gonna actually try to double switch on me again like he did the first time when I switched in Wheezing. So yeah, and he does go for Toxic, which it's better than going for Earth Power in my opinion. So yeah, I get my leftovers, and then here I believe I'm just gonna switch out. I think I go into Wheezing once again. I'm not sure though. Actually, yeah, I think I do go into Wheezing, because what I'm trying to do here, I believe, is just trying to go for Sludge Bombs or something. I wanted to also see if I can maybe go for Pain Split if he tries to go for Scald as well. So that's another thing I brought Wheezing for. I wasn't sure how much Scald would do, because it really depends on whether or not this Gastrodon is offensive or not. So yeah, like I said, I send this thing in. He's gonna switch out, and I think here he's gonna go into Puka, which is the Raichu. And actually here, thank goodness I went for Sludge Bomb, because I was about to go for Toxic, but I mean Toxic Spikes, because I wanted to lay those on, but instead I just went for Sludge Bomb, and he actually switched into Raichu, which is actually excellent. Now here he's gonna go for Psychic as I switch in Rotom, and thankfully I do live. And this Rotom is actually Choice Scarfed with Hidden Power Ground. I was looking at the tier, and a lot of things seem to be weak to Hidden Power Ground, which is why I carried it on this Rotom hit. So that's kind of the whole thing. I do take out this Alolan Raichu as a result. And now here he's gonna go into Sarabi, which is the Pyroar, and I'm just gonna go for another Hidden Power Fire. I don't know if he was expecting this to be some other Hidden Power, but I just go for Hidden Power Ground and do a lot of damage to this thing, honestly, which is excellent for me. I think if he had gone into Hitmonchan, honestly, he would have just gotten the Mach Punch off, but I guess that would have also put him in a, I don't know, precarious position or something. Maybe he was afraid I'd get Ludicolo in or something, and just proceed to Hydro Pump him or something, I don't know. But he doesn't go for Hitmonchan, he just goes into this, takes a Hidden Power Ground. He goes for a Z Sunny Day, for whatever that's worth, honestly, because I still have Lycanroc who can just Excel Rock this thing. He does take out my Rotom, but I still have Lycanroc. Now here he's going to go into Rocky B, and it's actually just going to... I was going to Excel Rock just in case he tries to stay in and go for like Solar Beam or something. But no, he doesn't. Now here I stay in and go for Crush Claw, because like I said, I have no switch-ins to Hitmonchan. The only thing I can do is hope he's like choice in some way. Here he goes for Close Combat, and I do live it thanks to a Sash. He gets a crit, which is like excellent, because now I get to predict the Haxie yet again, because that crit clearly mattered, obviously, had I not been sashed. Am I right? Am I right? But anyways, I'm going to switch out and go into Wheezing now, because this thing can definitely take a Mach Punch if he does happen to switch it up to Mach Punch here. But he doesn't, and how to say, now he's going to switch out, obviously. And I think here is where I just proceed to go for nothing but Sludge Bombs, because I do not want any of his mons to have some kind of advantage over me right now, because I'm really, really behind. Here he's going to switch into this thing, and I can see why he switched this thing in is because this is actually very, very specially defensive, it seems. Look how much this Sludge Bomb does. It does literally nothing. So what I'm going to do here is actually go for another Sludge Bomb as usual. I think here he tries to go for Hurricane. Yeah, he does go for Hurricane, and that's actually going to do a lot of damage to my Wheezing. I do live it. I get confused, which is once again annoying. Like, how many confusions am I going to keep getting? I'm actually going to go for Sludge Bomb here. And I was actually hoping, for goodness sake, that I get the Poison, because honestly, this would discourage him from trying to go for Substitute again. Because honestly, I really didn't want him to get another Substitute, honestly. Because this thing getting Substitute was really the most annoying thing of this whole match. This Articuno. But anyways, here he's just going to finish me off with another Hurricane. I was hoping it would miss, but it didn't, so as a result, I'm just going to lose Wheezing here. But I believe here is where I get another free switch into Rapidash. This thing is getting leftovers, then gets poisoned, so that means it's not going to want to go for another Substitute, obviously. So here I'm going to go into Lycanroc, I believe. Now what I do here with Lycanroc is actually just sit in the Stealth Rocks, because just in case that Hitmonchan, which hasn't taken any damage yet, happens to be like sashed or something, I can just break it. And he doesn't seem to have any defoggers other than this Articuno maybe, but at this point I'm going to send in Rapidash and prevent it from going for anything like that. And if he switches out, well, he's going to die to rocks, so because the rocks are up right now. So I can in fact now safely send in Rapidash, which by the way, if had that Hurricane hit, would have been gone right now, but it wasn't. So here I just get to go for Flare Blitz, take this Arendelle out, and down goes this annoying ass Articuno, which has been pissing me off throughout this entire match, which is kind of annoying. But Here he's now going to get a free switch into Gastrodon. And I think what I do here is just go for a Mega Horn, I think. Yeah, he goes into Ready Salted, which is the Gastrodon. Takes some rocks damage for whatever it's worth. And then here I just go for Mega Horn, like I said. I think here he's just going to finish off my oh no, maybe not. He's actually going to go for Toxic thinking I'd switch out again. But honestly, at this point, I don't think I have much to lose. I just want him to take out my Rapidash so I can get a free switch into Ludicolo. Because now that I got the rocks up, now I can probably get a late game sweep going. I was going to say late gate sweep going. Like, wow. That makes literally no sense. But yeah, I go for Flare Blitz here thinking he might try to switch out now himself. But he doesn't, so I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I just want you to finish this thing off already. And he does. And now I get a free switch into Ludicolo, which the plan here is just to set up Rain Dance and then do all kinds of other things. Now here I think he misplays a little bit because here's the thing. I send in Ludicolo, I go for Rain Dance. I was expecting him to go for Toxic so he can like probably Toxic Stall me out with his Sableye that he still has in the back of his team. But he actually ends up going for Earth Power for some reason. I don't know if he was just trying to get a Spadef drop or something, but I don't think it really helps him a lot compared to the Toxic, because the Toxic would have put me on a huge timer. But as a result, now that I got this up, now I just Giga Drain and take this thing out. And now there's nothing he can do about it. Another thing he could have done was probably hard switch in the Hitmonchan, expecting the Rain Dance to come from this thing and then just go for Mach Punch or something. But I don't know. Now here he's gonna go into this thing, and this is why I said that Toxic was probably a good idea, because now this thing yeah, it's gonna recover stall me, but it would have been a lot better if he had Toxic up earlier. This is how much I do with. I go for Hydro Pump just because I wanted to see if how much it would do. Maybe it would kill it off, but it actually doesn't. And then here I realize that he's now just trying to stall out the rain, and I'm like, okay, I do not want this thing to keep recover spamming me. So what I'm gonna do here now is just go for the Waterium Z, the Hydro Vortex, yeah, with Ludicolo in the rain. I feel like this should be enough to kill it, even if this Sableye is specially defensive, which most Sableyes tend to be anyway. So I was just hoping this would actually do a lot. And plus, seeing how it survived that Hydro Pump in the rain definitely gave me the motivation to just go for the Z Hydro Pump here. And I do take out the Sableye, which is awesome. He goes into Rocky B now, which is the Hitmonchan. Had he gotten that Toxic earlier, this Ludicolo would definitely have been in range to have gotten knocked out by the Mach Punch. Probably. I don't know. I could be wrong though. But here, as a result, I just go for another Giga Drain and take out this Hitmonchan. And honestly, the rain, I think here it goes away, but honestly, it's not a really big deal anymore because he just has Sarabi left, and unless he tries to set up the sun or something, there's not really much he can do, honestly. I think what he tries to do here is just go for Hyper Voice. He takes a lot of rocks damage, which is, it's whatever to me at this point, because he's going to go for Hyper Voice here, take out my Ludicolo, which is fine. But my last Pokemon is actually my own Hitmonchan, which does carry Mach Punch, so I was like, okay, I think I got this game in the bag, which is excellent. So yeah, I just go for Mach Punch, take out this Pyroar, and that's the whole game. So yeah, that's gonna be a good game to JustWeavile. Like I said, had he hit that Hurricane earlier on the Rapidash, I probably would have had more limitations to what I could do with my team against his. So obviously he probably would have beaten me had he not missed. But honestly, at the same time, you also have to remember it's Hurricane. It's a move that it's just bound to miss at some point. So I don't know. Plus, he got a crit knockoff, so I mean that kind of mattered a lot too. Honestly, no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, good game to JustWeavile, and thank you all for watching this battle. I'm gonna get to doing more battles, so thank you all for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below if you guys want to, and I'll catch you guys later.